It's not the first name that comes to mind when people are asked to list popular makes of car. On this edition of Test Drive, the Mitsubishi Eclipse Cross. A big part of the reason Mitsubishi does not immediately spring to mind is the fact the company did not come to Canada until 2002, so it's a relative newbie. The same applies to the Eclipse Cross. It was first teased as a concept before finally landing in 2017. Since then, it's gone on to earn its stripes rather nicely. Now the cabin is very nicely finished. There's lots of soft touch materials, comfortable supportive seats, and an infotainment system that's easy to use. Now there are two issues. Number one, the screen itself is small by today's standards. The second problem, these two little icons, is how you adjust the volume. They don't work. Now thankfully, there is a proper control on the steering wheel. Honda learned the perils of virtual volume control very quickly. I hope Mitsubishi does for the same thing. The Eclipse Cross arrives with a 1.5-litre turbo 4 that twists out 152 horsepower and, more importantly, 184 pound-feet of torque at 2,000 RPM. The early entry of the torque equates to a rapid response to input, and it maintains this work ethic over a broad range. The engine works with an 8-step continuously variable transmission with a sport mode. When left to its own devices, the CVT tends to force the engine to work at the top end of the rev range before it shifts. It is less annoying than many CVTs. The paddle shifters then allow manual shifting and work in concert with the sport mode. Now this thing is quite spry. It'll get the riders to 100k in 9.2 seconds, and it does the 80 to 120 passing move in 6.5 seconds. That, however, is not the Powertrain Plus. That lies in the 10-year, 160,000 kilometer warranty. By today's standards, well, that's more than generous. Mitsubishi's super all-wheel control system improves traction over a broad range of conditions. It has auto, snow and gravel modes. By monitoring inputs from everything from steering and engine to yaw rate and brake application, it shuttles the power around seamlessly. It also uses the stability control system to deliver brake-based torque vectoring. As all-wheel drive systems go, it's a good one. Now there is surprising rear seat room. It's nice and wide, and because of the lack of a central tunnel, the middle seat is almost usable. Now when you move back here, there's lots of cargo space, 640 litres with the seats up and 1,385 litres with them folded flat. What I don't like is this crossbar. It cuts right through the rear view mirror. It's not so much an obstruction as it is a distraction. The front struts and multiple rear link suspension deliver a comfortable ride and decent body control. When pushed through the pylons, there was some body roll. The plus is the clean, crisp response from the steering. The one place the suspension tended to come unglued was when it encountered a rough section of road mid-corner. It tended to washboard, which makes things feel a little antsy. In fairness, this was when it was being pushed hard. Now this Eclipse Cross has got a nice cabin, a comfortable ride and a good all-wheel drive system. If you're in the market for a crossover you intend to keep for more than 5 years, this is a very strong candidate because of that warranty.
So here's the question, where were you 32 years ago? I know some of you weren't even a glint in your father's eye. As for me, well, I was in diapers but found time to get Motoring TV off the ground. And today I like to think we've got one of the best automotive video libraries in the world. If you agree, please give us the thumbs up and also subscribe. We'd really appreciate it.